Coming up on this edition of Chris 6 Sunrise, nearly $1 billion is on the line this week as city leaders take on Corpus Christi's water concerns. A look at the key water issues on Tuesday's council agenda.
Plus, lake levels continue to drop across the coastal bend. We'll show you what's left at Lake Corpus Christi and Choke Canyon. Chris 6 Sunrise starts now.
Hey there, good Monday morning, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in to Chris 6 Sunrise and waking up with the Hoffmans today. I'm Brian Hoffman.
And I'm Michelle Hoffman. Folks, we'll get a look at your roadways this morning in just a bit. But first, we do have some late breaking news.
That's right. We are hearing reports of a fire near Snoopy's and mile marker 37. We've not heard back from CCFD yet, but as soon as we get more information, we're going to let you know on air and online.
That's right. Now let's turn it over to Stephen Jones, who's standing by with a look at your roadways and weather before you head out the door. And Stephen, I know you've been warning us about the winds and potential fire damage, or fire danger rather.
Oh, absolutely out there. Things have dried out in the wake of that cold front. Cooled down out there, of course, but still holding on to some fairly breezy winds, 10 to 15 miles an hour. So not quite what we were experiencing yesterday, but with the fire danger today, we all still want to be mindful of that. Here's a live view from our USS Lexington cam. Thanks to First Community Bank, you can see the new Harbor Bridge is out there in view, and in terms of that traffic flow, not too bad, but hopefully you have your jacket close. All of us waking up to those 40s out there this morning, about 47 here in Corpus Christi. In your neck of the woods, sitting with the cool spot over there in Beeville at 42, and we're matching that for Alice this morning, but either way across the board, gonna need that jacket as we go through our entire day. It looks like only topping out in those mid and upper 60s for daytime highs with plenty of sunshine this afternoon. In terms of that traffic flow on the new Harbor Bridge, good and green if you're heading to or from Portland this morning, and for our major roadways here in Corpus Christi, not tracking any of those major slowdowns either, so looking like a good and green Monday morning. Just keep the jacket along for that chilly weather.
Thank you so much, Steve. Appreciate it. We're going to get to your neighborhood news in just a bit, folks. But first, a procedural vote is expected today, on a bill to fund the Department of Homeland Security. The Senate cloture vote needs a supermajority of 60 votes to pass. If it does, it sets up a final vote on the DHS funding bill. That bill is behind the current partial government shutdown, which has left some government workers, including TSA workers, without pay. The Supreme Court has struck down President Trump's sweeping global tariffs. In a 6-3 decision, the justices ruled that Trump violated federal law by imposing the tariffs using emergency economic authority. Chief Justice John Roberts wrote that Trump needs congressional authorization to exercise those tariffs. The ruling is notable, coming from a conservative court that has previously sided with the president on things like immigration and spending cuts.
Concerns continue to grow over Corpus Christi's declining water supply. On Tuesday, City Council will discuss 3 major water projects, including the cost of building an Inner Harbor desalination plant, a new brackish water treatment plant at the O.N. Stevens Water Plant, and whether to delay construction of the city's North Side Aquatic Center until more water is available. Now, folks, council members are set to vote on a nearly $1 billion Inner Harbor desalination project. The $978 million facility would be built by Corpus Christi Desal Partners. Now, this comes after a previous deal with Kiewit fell through, partly due to its $1.3 billion price tag. The city approved a preliminary agreement with the new partners back in November. And the council will also discuss a brackish water treatment plant at the O.N. Stevens facility in Calallen. The project would pipe water from the city's western well fields, which currently draws from the Evangeline Aquifer in San Patricio County. That water is high in salt, and the new treatment plant would remove it to make the water safe for drinking. Now, meanwhile, a new Northside Aquatic Center is also back on the agenda. The project has already been approved, but is drawing criticism amid the ongoing drought. Councilmember Eric Cantu and Carolyn Vaughn have filed paperwork to reconsider the item, and they say they do not want to cancel the project, only delay it until the city has more water. The project is tied to a federal mitigation agreement for the Harbor Bridge, and city leaders say if it isn't built, contractors cannot be paid. Now, since our water crisis has grown more severe, you've seen our reporters show what drought looks like up close.
That's right. But Michelle and I decided to put a drone in the air To give you a bigger picture, right? Starting up with Lake Corpus Christi, a few hundred feet in the air, you can clearly see how much shoreline is exposed, and docks are sitting high and dry because the water no longer reaches them. As of Sunday, water data for Texas reports it's at 10.5% full.
Now, we didn't get the same aerial access over Choke Canyon Reservoir because of the state park's airspace restrictions, but the numbers there are just as alarming, and they tell a similar story. The water system that supplies the region is running critically low. As of Sunday, Choke Canyon is reported at 8.5% full, and at ground level, we found only tiny pools where there should be a full lake. Many viewers have asked why water levels are so low, and officials say it comes down to a few factors: ongoing water use, high evaporation, and hardly any rain to refill the lakes.
Well, hey there, Coastal Bend. I'm meteorologist Stephen Jones. Taking a live look at our studio sky cam, you can see the new Harbor Bridge and downtown in view. Clear skies overhead, and just wishing we had more of that rain in the forecast right now, but we are very dry, it looks like, as we're heading through our next 7 days. But either way, a chilly start, 47 degrees, winds out of the northeast 10 to 15 miles an hour, and all of us starting out in the 40s, unless you're along the coast, coming in the 50s there. 51 for Port Aransas, 52 for the Naval Air Station, but as you work into Ingleside, 45 degrees, down to 42 in Mathis, and our cool spot out to the west, San Diego coming in at 41, and Hebbronville also matching that 41 degree mark. As we take a closer look with our Chris 6 Neighborhood Weather Network, starting off on the south side, you can see those 50s, 52 on Bent Trail Drive, and also matching that 52 mark on Garden Court this morning. As we look a little bit further inland towards George West, coming in at 43 degrees there, even a 40 degree mark that we're down to. And as you work to the east side of it, 45 degrees for County Road 803 this morning. So I'd say across the board, gonna need our jacket and likely to hold on to it through our entire Monday as we're heading out to it. Here's our dog walking forecast for today. We've got Sam, Jojo, and Archie Nichols on the board, ready to go on their walk around the lake, and not gonna be too bad, just maybe a little bit chilly this morning in those 40s and 50s. 54 by 9 a.m. up to 61 as we're heading into 11 a.m. and by this afternoon, even gonna be in those mid 60s out there, and we're also gonna start to notice those winds shifting back out of the southeast this evening. But first, looking at those daytime highs, maybe a couple of lower 60s closer to the coast there in Aransas Pass and Port Aransas. But as you work further to the west, 68 here in Corpus Christi, 69 for neighbors in Alice and Falfurrias, potentially even hitting that 70 degree mark for our daytime high. But as we go into tomorrow with those winds shifting back out of the southeast, we've got a couple more breezy days in store for the Coastal Bend by tomorrow afternoon and into Wednesday. So still going to hold on to that higher fire danger of moderate and high fire danger, so want to be mindful of it as we're heading through our final week of February now out there. And then we're still going to be on the warm-up as we're heading into Thursday, potentially even record-breaking heat by then. Our current record is 89 from 2024, but my current forecast calling for 90 degrees with plenty of sunshine, so we'll see which one breaks the record or keeps its own record. We'll see. After that cold front works in by Thursday evening, though, brings us a little bit closer to average. Daytime highs back down to the 80s, but overnight lows don't see too much of a dip, settling out in those 60s for the weekend.
Well, the Supreme Court strikes down President Trump's global tariffs, but the White House isn't backing down. Coming up on Sunrise, Scripps News Group's Joe St. George will join us with the very latest. Welcome back, folks. 6:12 is your time, and we are still gathering some details about the possible fire over at Snoopy's. We are seeing some video of a lot of first responders out there. We'll get to that in a little bit, but we got to talk about some national headlines. So the Supreme Court has struck down President Trump's sweeping global tariffs. In a 6-3 decision, the justices ruled that Trump violated federal law by imposing the tariffs using emergency economic authority.
Now, to talk more about this, we bring in our deputy political director, Joe St. George, this morning. Good morning, Joe. The administration seems to be downplaying the impact of this ruling. So what is the White House planning on doing next? And for businesses that already paid those tariffs, how long could it take to see that money back?
Well, good morning. You know, I think you said it perfectly there. The administration is downplaying the effects. Very much almost a business as usual. Not much has changed here. And if you're confused by this, having your coffee and eggs with us this morning, let's provide a little clarity, right? I mean, there was a lot of confusion following the landmark Supreme Court ruling on Friday. Came down at 10 a.m. Eastern time, 9 a.m. your time, posted on the Supreme Court's website. But that opinion only said that the International Emergency Economic Powers Act of the late 1970s, that law that the president was using to put in place all these tariffs on his own, they only addressed that law. And that's the only law that they said in the ruling that the president can no longer use to impose tariffs. So what is the White House doing? Well, they're looking at other laws now, like the 1974 Trade Act, to justify tariffs, various sections of that law to impose these tariffs. Over the weekend, the president really doubling down on his tariff policy, increasing the baseline universal tariff from 10% to 15%. And that is expected to take effect again in the coming days here. The Treasury Secretary over the weekend on the Sunday Public Affairs Show emphasized that there would be really no change in tariff revenue from year to year. We'll see how the markets respond in a few hours when the opening bell occurs on Wall Street. Obviously, this impacts every major company in America. Now to the refund question, right? I think a lot of people wondered, wait a minute, the government collected all of this money illegally. What happens to that money? Well, the Trump administration made clear that they don't believe the Supreme Court adequately addressed that. There are separate lawsuits litigating that question. Costco, for instance, sued the Trump administration prior to the Supreme Court opinion coming out saying if the Supreme Court rules a certain way that they want their money back, it may be weeks, it may be months, it may be years before there's legal clarity on the refund question. So the tariffs continue. The confusion continues, and the legal battle, guys, continues.
Well, Joe, thank you so much for following all of this today.
A lot to take in, but thanks for keeping up on it. Looking forward to talking again very soon.
Well, hey there, and happy Monday, Coastal Bend. I'm meteorologist Stephen Jones, taking a live view from our USS Lexington Skycam. Thanks to First Community Bank, you could see the new Harbor Bridge and the Texas State Aquarium in view, both nice and lit up for our Monday morning, but probably going to need that jacket as you're heading out the door. We're down to 47 degrees and providing a little bit of a wind chill, that northeast wind at 12 miles an hour right now. Temperatures in your neck of the woods just a little bit more comfortable along the coast. 51 for neighbors in Port Aransas. 52 closer to the Naval Air Station, but as we work inland, even cooler out there. 42 in Alice and Mathis this morning, 43 for Freer, and 41 to the southwest in Hebbronville and for San Diego this morning. So pretty chilly air across the entire Coastal Bend. Looks like that final taste of winter, but we'll still keep our eyes on March just in case out there. Either way, in terms of our Monday, we're going to be on the warm-up. That sunshine comes back out, and we're going to see the 60s for daytime highs, so could even keep the jacket with you throughout the entire Monday, it looks like. But one thing we will notice, those winds shifting from the northeast to the southeast as we're heading into the evening. That's going to indicate the beginning of our warm-up on the way, but we still do have one more chilly night on the way. First today, chasing 68 degrees here in Corpus Christi under those sunny skies. By tonight, with the clear skies overhead, that helps us get back down into those 40s. I'm thinking 47 over at Corpus Christi International Airport, but likely to see some lower 40s as you worked for some of our inland neighbors once again. And by tomorrow, we're on the warm-up, pushing 76 degrees, and this trend only going to continue. One more thing we will notice by tomorrow, though, that breezy afternoon on the way. This weekend, we had breezy winds out of the north. This week, we're going to have breezy winds out of the south going into tomorrow afternoon. We hold that pattern a lot going into our Wednesday, so going to hold on to some of that fire danger, unfortunately, when you consider just how dry our soils are out there. But the other thing, it's going to have an effect on our temperatures. By Thursday, we'll see that incredibly warming trend for the Coastal Bend and potentially even record-breaking heat here in Corpus Christi. Our current record is 89 from 2024, but I'm currently forecasting about 90, so we'll see which one wins out. Either way, the week ahead looking like we're going to be on the warm-up. 76 as we head into tomorrow, and then those overnight lows, they follow a pretty quick warming trend also. 59 degrees as we're starting off our Wednesday, it looks like, and holding those warm temperatures in through Thursday, but finally after that cold front works through, by the time we're heading into the weekend, back down a little bit closer to average. 80 degrees is what I'm forecasting for Friday. Those overnight lows don't take too much of a hit, though, holding out in those 60s through the weekend with those daytime highs in the lower 80s.
Well, Well, it's the beginning of a work week, and if you're wondering where the cheapest gas prices are, you're going to want to stick around after the break because I've got you covered all around the Coastal Bend when we come back.
Welcome back, folks. Nissan is recalling more than 600,000 Rogue SUVs over two separate safety issues. The recall covers 2023 to 2025 models at risk of engine failure due to increased oil temperature. 2024 to 2025 Rogues also have an electronic throttle body system that could break, both issues putting the vehicle at risk for an accident. Nissan says it's not aware of any accidents related to either problem, but if you own one of the impacted Rogues, take your vehicle to a Nissan dealership for free repairs.
So as you know, twice a week, I check in on those gas prices for you here in the Coastal Bend, as well as taking a look at the averages all across the country. Got a couple changes for you, but let's start with those averages, shall we? According to Gas Buddy, national average is $2.89. That's actually down by 5 cents. Lone Star State down by 2 cents at $2.49. And here in Corpus Christi, $2.36 over there. That is down by 3 cents since Friday. As for the cheapest price here in Corpus Christi proper, that is the Valero on Leopard and Rand Morgan on the city's west side. That's $2.29. Watch out for a possible increase this morning on that one, though. As for Portland, friends, it looks like all of the reporting stations are in agreement. $2.34. But there's last updated about 6 or 7 hours ago, so watch out for any price jumps. As for the island, looks like your cheapest price at half of all the stations at $2.44. That half is actually divided, though. It's in the southern region of that, not in the Port A region. So watch out for any price jumps on that one as well, because they're about 4 to 6 cents more. If you can find cheaper prices than these guys, might want to stop and fill up while you can, because they fluctuate during the day. And I have all these prices posted on our website, christv.com.
Well, howdy and happy Monday there, Coastal Bend, taking a live view from our USS Lexington cam thanks to First Community Bank. Down to 47 degrees out there, but traffic's still flowing nice and smoothly along the New Harbor Bridge. Not tracking any of those slowdowns right now this morning, but definitely tracking those chilly temperatures. Most of us waking up to the 40s, even Beeville getting down to a chilly 39 degrees, so definitely jacket worthy as we're heading out the door, and potentially even throughout the entirety of our Monday, only getting up into those 60s, forecasting 68 here in Corpus Christi. But in terms of that current traffic flow, like I said, no major slowdowns right now. There on the New Harbor Bridge to and from Portland looking good and green, and that's going to include our major roadways here in Corpus Christi. Also just a minor slowdown on Saratoga as you're near Rod Field there, but other than that, shaping up for a good and green Monday morning.
This morning on the third hour today, we're going to introduce you to some adorable pups hoping to get adopted. Plus, we're catching up with the one, the only Laura Linney on her new film, and some important safety tips for our spring vacations. All that and more coming up this morning on the third hour of today.
Well, hey there and happy Monday, Coastal Bend. I'm meteorologist Stephen Jones. Taking a live view from our Snoopy Skycam thanks to Matthew CCAC, just getting some glimpses of the sunrise trying to come up. That's anticipated about 7 a.m. on the money, though. 52 degrees is what we're down to in terms of temperatures, and there's a little bit of a wind chill. Winds out of the northeast 10 to 15 miles an hour right now, so definitely jacket worthy as we're heading out the door this Monday. Waking up to about 50 degrees in Port Aransas, 52 for the Naval Air Station, but as you start to work your way inland, start to get a little bit cooler out there. 41 in Mathis, and that's going to match our cool spot for San Diego and Hebbronville this morning. As we're getting a little bit of a closer look, though, with our Chris 6 Neighborhood Weather Network, starting off on the south side, seeing a good amount of those 50s, 52 on Bent Trail Drive and for Wind Willow Drive. Also going to match that 52 mark for Garden Court this morning. And then as we work just a little bit further inland, Beeville coming in at 42 degrees and then 41 from Hilltop Road this morning. So either way across the board, I definitely would recommend bringing that jacket with you this morning. As we're planning out the next few hours with our dog walking forecast, though, we've got Sam, Jojo, and Archie today ready to go on their walk around the lake, and doesn't look like it's going to be too bad of a day at all for the trio here. 58 degrees by 10 a.m., up to 64 by that noon hour, and even up to 66 as we're heading into 1 p.m. So maybe just a little chilly out this morning, but the message going to be the same. Just bring that jacket along. Not going to be too bad out there, at least. For our forecast highs as we head into the afternoon, potentially potentially a little bit of a chill there in Aransas Pass and Port Aransas, maybe even the upper 50s, but for inland neighborhoods likely chasing those 60s. I think 68 here in Corpus Christi and potentially even a couple neighborhoods there near Alice and Hebronville trying to come in closer to 70 degrees later this afternoon. But either way, as we head in through the next few days, going to be on that warming trend. So here's how it's all playing out on our future tracker. Plenty of sunshine gets us up into those upper 60s and potentially even the 70-degree mark today, but we do still have one more cold night on the way. You're likely going to see those 40s once again as we're waking up for our Tuesday, so don't put the jacket away just yet as we're going into it, but as we head in through the rest of the week, we're going to be on the warm up even more. That's thanks a lot to the wind. We were pretty windy out of the north this weekend on the cool down. We're going to be windy out of the south this week on the warm up for us. We're going to start to notice it by tomorrow afternoon and hold on to a lot of those winds as we go into our Wednesday. So yes, unfortunately, we're still holding on to that moderate fire danger out there and want you to be mindful of it as we're heading through the final week of February. But also, like I talked about, it's going to be on the warm up for us. Look how the forecast high temperatures are shaping up to go potentially by Thursday even off the board there and potentially even record breaking for us here in Corpus Christi. Our current record stands at about 89 degrees and my current forecast on the 7-day calling for 90 as we're heading into Thursday. So we'll see which one wins out as we're heading into it. Through the rest of the 7-day though, either way, cool for these first 2 days at 68 and 76. But as we head into Wednesday, we're starting off the day already pretty much at 60 degrees and overnight lows remain at that 60-degree mark as we're heading into the weekend. That cold front puts us down from 90 back into the 80s and we're going to hold on to those 80s as we're going into the first weekend of March.
A recent actor's death has people talking about ALS again. Amara Conejo speaking to one local woman who says that conversation is personal.
Welcome back, folks. So more than 1 in 7 American adults has chronic kidney disease, and most don't even know it. Doctors call it the silent killer because it can progress even with no pain and no symptoms. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention estimates as many as 90% of people with a condition have no idea that they even have it. Conditions like diabetes, high blood pressure, heart disease, and obesity can all cause permanent kidney damage. Dr. Samir Parkin with the American Society of Nephrology says that if you have any of those risk factors or a family history of kidney disease, get tested now.
There's one test that tests how much filtering your kidneys are doing. That's a blood test. And there's another test that asks, are these filters becoming leaky or not working well? That's a urine test.
And doctor goes on to say that early detection can significantly slow and even stop damage before it becomes irreversible. A heart-healthy diet, low in sodium and rich in whole foods, vegetables, and lean proteins is recommended to help protect your kidneys.
After the death of actor Eric Dane following his battle with ALS, more people are talking about the disease. Amara Conejo, your neighborhood news reporter in downtown Corpus Christi, speaking to one local woman who lost her father due to ALS. She opens up about his battle and why raising awareness is so important.
The fact that this disease isn't just somebody in Hollywood, it's right here, it's local.
Actor Eric Dane passed away almost 1 year after announcing he was battling amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, otherwise known as ALS.
I've noticed a lot more people posting about it, about him and ALS and like what it is.
Audrey Leal knows the feeling of losing a loved one to the disease.
Brings up a little bit, about my dad, and it reminds me of how fast it took him from us.
Her father, Alberto Leal Jr., was known for being a boxer and a police officer, though he didn't let the disease stop him from getting a college degree.
He got the degree at 49, he passed away at 50.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
And how do you feel that he didn't get to experience something he worked so hard for?
When I was talking to him, I'll never forget him telling me, I'm not done yet. He never talked like he was finished, like he was done. He's like, I'm not done yet. He wanted to get his master's.
She remembers seeing her dad fight for his life.
In my father's case, he was not walking at the end, could barely talk.
As of now, health experts say ALS has no cure.
It is a disease that happens because the nerves that help you move lose their ability to send signals. It typically progresses relatively quickly, and patients die from ALS.
Her family does a yearly boxing match to give back to those impacted by ALS, with hopes one day there will be a cure.
Audrey Elias said that she hopes to continue bringing awareness, especially with a yearly boxing match held in her father's honor that brings funds to local ALS groups. In downtown Corpus Christi, I'm your Neighborhood News reporter, Ana Conejo, Chris 6 News.
Well, good Monday morning, getting ahead of myself there. I'm meteorologist Stephen Jones, and starting us off, taking a live look from our Snoopy Skycam thanks to Matthew CCAC. It is a chilly morning, but getting some glimpses of that sunrise trying to rise up, but should officially be around 7 a.m. or so this morning. Temperatures over here by Snoopy Skycam around 52 degrees and winds out of the northeast 16 miles an hour right now. But as we're looking at some of those temperatures in your neck of the woods, a little bit cooler as you work your way inland. Beeville getting around that 39 degree mark right now. Alice coming in at 41 degrees. Our warm spots are closer to the coast. The Naval Air Station coming in at 52 and then 50 as you're waking up in Port Aransas this morning. But nonetheless, across the board, probably going to need our jackets as we're heading out the door. And looking at those dew points, they are down into the 20s and 30s. And whenever you take into account any winds out there, we're still holding on to some moderate and high fire danger. Want to be mindful of that as we're kicking off the final week of February out there. But either way, as we go through the rest of our Monday, going to be on the warm up into those upper 60s for some of our daytime highs here in Corpus Christi, potentially just those lower 60s for areas like Aransas Pass and Port Aransas later today. But one big change is going to be these winds out of the northeast this morning are going to shift back out of the southeast as we're heading into this evening. That's going to indicate the beginning of our warm up on the way and potentially even some record breaking heat trying to make its way into Corpus Christi by Thursday. You can see it tries to work its way off the board, but then luckily we do have a cold front working back in, brings us back down into those lower 80s. Of course, I'll break down a little bit more on our overnight lows and those precipitation chances coming up in our full 7-day forecast.
Coming up on this edition of Chris 6 Sunrise, nearly $1 billion is on the line this week as city leaders take on Corpus Christi's water concerns. A look at the key water issues on today's City Council agenda.
Plus, lake levels continue to drop across the coastal bend. We'll show you what's left at Lake Corpus Christi and Choke Canyon.
The Gulf is what puts the coast in Coastal Bend, but things can get dicey in a moment's notice. I'm Drew Bishop with a look at a unique design element at Bob Hall Pier that's meant to help it withstand storms, high tides, and even hurricanes.
Now, 20 minutes of nonstop news, sponsored by Ewald Kubota.
Thank you so much for joining us for our 20 minutes of non-stop news with the Hoffmans. I'm Brian Hoffman.
And I'm Michelle Hoffman. Folks, we have plenty of neighborhood news for you this morning. We'll get a look at your roadways in a bit as well, but first we do have some late breaking news.
That's right. We're hearing reports of a fire near Snoopy's and mile marker 37. This is video from our very own Justin Shirley. Now, we have not heard back from CCFD quite yet, but as soon as we get more information, we're going to let you know, both on air and online. But first, we got to check in with meteorologist Stephen Jones. Hey, good morning, Stephen. You were talking to us about some of the wind being a potential fire danger for us here in the future. How are the roadways and weather looking right now?
Oh, absolutely, Brian. So we're looking very dry and very cold outside right now. We had that cold front work through, and just with all the dry air, and when you consider how dry our soil is, that fire danger is still elevated as we're kicking off the final week of February. So something to be mindful of as we're kicking off our day out there. But either way, temperatures at 47 degrees. Here's a live view from our USS Lexington cam, thanks to First Community Bank. Traffic flowing nice and smooth there along the New Harbor Bridge, and really that's the story for most of our roadways. I'm not tracking any slowdowns as of right now, but definitely those chilly temperatures across the board, even down to 39 degrees in Beeville currently, 41 what you're waking up to in Alice, and Rockport coming up to about 45 degrees. But as we're going through the rest of our Monday, we will see that sunshine put us back into the 60s, forecasting about 68 here in Corpus Christi for that daytime high. Here's how our roadways are shaping up right now. Good and green there on the New Harbor Bridge if you're heading to or from Portland, and in our major roadways here in Corpus Christi, also not tracking any slowdowns, so shaping up to be a good and green Monday morning, but keep the jacket handy for that chilly weather.
Stephen, thank you so much. So concerns continue to grow over Corpus Christi's ever-declining water supply.
On Tuesday, City Council will discuss 3 major water projects, including the cost of building an Inner Harbor desal plant, a new brackish water treatment plant at the Owen Stevens Water Plant, and whether to delay construction of the city's Northside Aquatic Center until more water is available.
So council members are set to vote on a nearly $1 billion Inner Harbor desal project. The $978 million facility would be built by Corpus Christi Desal Partners. This comes after a previous deal with Kiewit fell through. That's partially due to the $1.3 billion price tag. The city approved a preliminary agreement with the new partners back in November.
And the council will also discuss a brackish water treatment plant at the Owen Stevens facility in Calallen. The project would pipe water from the city's western well fields, which currently draw water from the Evangeline Aquifer in San Patricio County. That water is high in salt, and the new treatment plant would remove it to make the water safer for drinking.
So meanwhile, the new Northside Aquatic Center, it's also back on the agenda. The project has already been approved, but is drawing some criticism amid the ongoing drought. Council members Eric Cantu and Carolyn Vaughn have filed paperwork to reconsider the item. Say they don't want to cancel the project entirely, but only to delay it until the city has more water. The project is tied to a federal mitigation agreement, though. The New Harbor Bridge, and city leaders say that if it isn't built, contractors won't be paid.
And since our water crisis has grown more severe, you've seen our reporters show what drought looks like up close.
That's right. So Michelle and I decided to put a drone up into the air to give you all a bigger picture. We started out at Lake Corpus Christi. A few hundred feet in the air, you can clearly see how much shoreline is exposed and docks sitting high and dry because the water no longer reaches them. As of Sunday, Water Data for Texas reports it's at 10.5% full.
Now, we didn't get the same aerial access over Choke Canyon Reservoir because of the state park's airspace restrictions, but the numbers there are just as alarming, and they tell a similar story. The water system that supplies the region is running critically low. As of Sunday, Choke Canyon is reported at 8.5% full. At ground level, we found only tiny pools where there should be a full lake, and many viewers have asked why water levels are so low. Officials say it comes down to a few factors: ongoing water use, high evaporation, and hardly any rain to refill the lakes.
Well, we could definitely use the rain, and just right now, not quite much in the forecast for us. But hey there, and good Monday morning. I'm meteorologist Stephen Jones, and we have some clear skies overhead right now. Here's a live view from our Snoopy Skycam, thanks to Matthews CCAC. You can see just a nice sunrise getting underway, and official sunrise should be about 7 a.m. on the dot this morning. Temperature-wise, 52 degrees over here by Snoopy's Pier, so definitely jacket-worthy as we're waking up for our Monday. The cool spot gonna be as you work out west. Mathis coming in at 41 degrees, and we're matching that for San Diego, Hebronville, and even off to the northwest in Cotulla. Waking up just a little bit more comfortable along the coast with 52 and 50 for the Naval Air Station and Port Aransas, respectively. For that school day forecast, as we're heading out, though, should be down just to about 47 degrees this morning, and then as we're heading into towards that 3 p.m. pickup later this afternoon, on the rise in the temperatures, but only up to about 67, if not 68 degrees for that daytime high. So going to be a fairly chilly one for our Monday, maybe even worth keeping the jacket around all day. But either way, here in Corpus Christi, like I talked about, 68 for that daytime high, and then one more chilly night on the way under those clear skies. Expecting to wake up to the 40s again as we head into tomorrow, but then we'll start to see that warm up on the way, and once again some breezy winds as we're going into our Tuesday afternoon tomorrow. Forecasting about 76, so you'll start to see that warming trend, and that's going to continue as we head through the rest of our final week of February. Here's how it's playing out on our future tracker, though. You can see maybe even a couple 70s as you work your way out to the west. Alice and Falfurrias potentially for that daytime high today, but as we go into tonight, all of us fall into the 40s, potentially a couple of upper 30s trying to sneak their way into some of our northern neighborhoods, but going to be pretty chilly as we're starting off our Tuesday, and then going to see those winds pick up, and that's going to help us warm up, but also maintain the fire danger out there. You can see by tomorrow expecting about 25 miles an hour, and then even into Wednesday over 30 miles an hour, so going to be pretty breezy, but it's going to be on the the warm-up for us. Here's how that fire danger is shaping up. Moderate to high today as you work your way out to the west, holding on to that high and moderate fire danger into tomorrow. And as we go into Wednesday, we start to get more moisture into the area, but still holding on to those breezy winds, all of us rounding out in the moderate fire danger. So for the final week of meteorological winter, looking a little warm as we're heading into it, of course. Still a little chilly right now, but potentially even record-breaking as we head into Thursday. Our current record stands at 89. I'm forecasting 90, so we'll see which one wins out. But then our next cold front works in. Not going to be a major one. Puts us back into those lower 80s. Overnight lows hold steady in the upper 50s and lower 60s. Those lower 80s stick with us into the first weekend of March.
Now, 6 things to know before you go.
All right, to start off this list, a procedural vote is expected today on a bill to fund the Department of Homeland Security, a Senate cloture vote. This basically needs a supermajority of 60 votes to pass. If it does, it sets up a final vote on the DHS funding bill. That bill is behind the current partial government shutdown, which has left some government agencies, including TSA workers, without pay.
The Transportation Security Administration says PreCheck will remain operational for now, though. Earlier indications suggested DHS was suspending PreCheck and Global Entry amid the department's funding lapse. A TSA spokesperson says as staffing constraints arise, the agency will evaluate operations on a case-by-case basis. The TSA did not address the status of the Global Entry program.
The Mexican army has killed one of the world's most powerful drug cartel leaders, Nemesio Ruben Oseguera Cervantes, known as El Mencho. He was killed during an operation in Tapala, Jalisco. He led the Jalisco New Generation Cartel, known for trafficking large quantities of fentanyl and other drugs into the U.S. His death triggered hours of unrest across western Mexico, with vehicles torched and roads blocked throughout the state. White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt says that the U.S. provided intelligence support to Mexico to assist with the operation.
An armed man is dead after being shot by law enforcement at Mar-a-Lago in Florida early Sunday morning. The Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office and U.S. Secret Service say the suspect entered the club's perimeter carrying a gas can and shotgun. Officials say when agents and a deputy confronted the man, he put down the gas can and raised the shotgun to a shooting position. Agents and the deputy then opened fire, killing him. No law enforcement officers were injured, though. Officials say President Trump was not at Mar-a-Lago at the time.
So due to dry conditions across the area, we want to remind you that Nueces County is still under that countywide burn ban. All outdoor burning is prohibited, including beach bonfires. Household trash burning is allowed only where trash collection services, are not available. Violators could face a fine of up to $500.
It's homecoming week for Texas A&M Corpus Christi. On Tuesday, they'll have Blues Day Tuesday and Anchors Away. Wednesday will be the student versus faculty basketball game. Thursday, there'll be a women's basketball game at the Hilliard Center. On Friday, they'll light the eye, and on Saturday, they'll have the block party outside the Hilliard Center, coinciding with a basketball doubleheader.
Think about any large purchase. Buy now, pay later services let you split that purchase into chunks and pay over time. It's flexible and convenient, but too many of them can lead to missed payments and even more debt.
I'm surrounded by beautiful, beautiful water everywhere.
Liam Chavez is a longtime swimmer making a splash in the sport of open water swimming.
Hoping to travel out of state for my first competition this year, my first marathon swim.
To pay for expensive gear, Chavez occasionally uses buy now, pay later services.
I bought a really nice parka for keeping warm before and after my swim.
But he knows he has to do so responsibly. After moving away from family and a job loss, Chavez tells us he found himself thousands of dollars in debt.
How much credit card debt did you build up?
I'd say it was like $15,000.
Chavez turned to the nonprofit Money Management International.
It's been sort of this shadow debt for quite a while now. Now that is starting to change.
Thomas Nitsche is a financial educator. He says buy now, pay later services are increasingly reporting to major credit bureaus.
It can really swing at consumers either way. It can either help them out if they're maintaining those good payments, or it could potentially hurt them if they're missing payments.
In a LendingTree report, more than 4 in 10 users made at least one late payment in the past year. year. While Chavez doesn't blame Buy Now, Pay Later for his debt, he sees how it could lead to overspending.
You don't suggest using Buy Now, Pay Later for everyday purchases, lunch, meals, a little run to the store.
Oh no, I could see that becoming a huge pit very quickly.
As he trains for his marathon, Chavez says his financial training will have him debt-free later this year.
I'm not stuck in that vicious cycle anymore.
So you don't waste your money. John Mattery, Scripps News Group.
The old Bob Hall Pier was destroyed by hurricanes. So what's stopping that from happening again? I'm your neighborhood news reporter Drew Bishop on Padre Island. A local contractor on Bob Hall Pier explained to me how special lumber used in the build will keep this pier alive for decades to come.
And so for man to try to do war against the water is really crazy. Ultimately, the question is who's going to win.
When water went to war against Bob Hall Pier during Hurricanes Hannah and Harvey, Mother Nature was a resounding winner. It's a problem James Matalone, a local contractor responsible for the decking and handrails on the new pier, set out to solve with Windstorm Engineering.
I remember after Harvey, I spent 2 years in Port Aransas rebuilding. I was standing in a house that was built to windstorm requirements, nailing patterns, steel, Simpson brackets, and I was standing in a house that was just blown apart, but still together.
Those same principles were applied to the specially treated lumber that thousands of neighbors will soon be walking on.
When the water surges up, these panels that we're looking at actually will come free. That allows the pier itself to stand, which is the concrete and the steel down in the bed of the ocean. That allows the pier to take the force.
In short, the new Bob Hall Pier is designed to be easily repaired, even after extreme weather.
You might lose portions of the wood structure, but the concrete is staying.
Matalone says there's 200 pop-off panels across the pier and over 3,000 linear feet of handrails that are ADA compliant.
So you'll see even here we've got a lower section.
And it's all designed through the lens of doing battle with the next hurricane and winning.
What failed and how it failed, you study that, and they develop new methods of construction so that things can then better withstand when the devastation happens, when the hurricane takes place, when the floods take place.
I also asked James about rod holders on the pier. He said it wasn't in the original engineering specs, but he's pretty certain it'll be an add-on in the future. On Padre Island, I'm your neighborhood news reporter Drew Bishop, Chris 6 News.
Good to know, Drew. Thank you so much. And folks, Bob Hall Pier officially reopens tomorrow, and Chris 6 has you covered. Starting tomorrow morning at 6, I will be live at Bob Hall Pier for all the festivities, and the coverage doesn't stop there. We'll actually be live streaming the ribbon cutting at 11 a.m. on Facebook and ChrisTV.com. And that brings us to the big question, though. What is the forecast going to look like for the grand opening? And selfishly myself, because I know it's going to be cold, so I'm going to pack a jacket or something.
Yes, unfortunately, it's going to be cold as we're heading out there. Still in that one last taste of winter, I think, for Corpus Christi, although I'm keeping my eyes on March, but still for now, it looks like maybe our last time in the 40s for now. Still pretty chilly out there, and definitely going to need that jacket close by for these next couple of days. Here's a live view from our studio Skycam, thanks to nobody here, just us here at Chris 6 News, of course. 45 degrees is what we're down to here in Corpus Christi, but a beautiful sunrise is on our hands. Thanks to those clear skies overhead, temperature's going to rebound not too bad into the afternoon, expecting those 60s to make their return, but almost all of us waking up to the 40s out there. 41 degrees what we're reporting in Mathis and Alice this morning, but a little bit more comfortable along the coast, coming in at 52 from the Naval Air Station, 50 degrees what you're waking up to in Port Aransas this morning. As we take a closer look with our Chris 6 Neighborhood Weather Network now, starting off on the south side, coming in at 52 for Bent Trail Drive, Wind Willow Drive, and San Benito Drive, even 51 down there towards Garden Court this morning. But as we work a little bit further inland towards Beeville, coming in at 42 from Beeville's official reporting station, and then 40 degrees from Hilltop Road this morning. Nonetheless, definitely take that jacket with you as we're heading out the door this morning. A chilly Monday on our hands. As we're planning out the next few hours with our dog walking forecast, though, today we've got Sam, JoJo, and Archie Nichols all on the board, ready to go on their walk around that lake, and not going to be too bad for it, but really the same story. Take that jacket along a little bit chilly in terms of those temperatures. 58 degrees as we head into 10 a.m. and by 12 p.m. looking at 64, expecting those mid and upper 60s as we head into this afternoon. Those daytime highs checking out about 68 degrees here in Corpus Christi, potentially even the 70-degree mark, trying to work in towards Falfurrias and Hebronville later this afternoon, but either way below average considering we're supposed to be about 73 degrees. Now through the next few days we are going to get windy once again. Just this time it's going to be out of the southeast and the south as we head into tomorrow afternoon and Wednesday. Winds back upwards of 25 and 30 miles an hour, so unfortunately that fire danger going to remain high as we go through these next couple of days, but it's also going to help our temperatures rebound very quickly as we go through the next couple of days. Expecting the 70s by tomorrow, the 80s by Wednesday, potentially even 90 degrees as we head into Thursday. That's where we expect our next cold front to arrive as we head into Thursday evening, so brings us back down just a little bit, but you can see doesn't bring us back down even below average as we're heading into March, so you can expect just a little bit above average as we head through the entire next 10 days. For our fire danger though, like I said, we've got moderate and high fire danger today, and really going to hold on to this as we're going through the next 2 days thanks to just the dry soils and those windy conditions on the way. So unfortunately not too much rain in the current forecast. Just be mindful of that. Don't do any outdoor burning, especially as we head through this final week of February. For that current 7-day forecast though, like I talked about, potentially even record breaking by Thursday. Our current record stands at 89 degrees, but I'm forecasting 90, so we'll see which one wins out. That cold front works in, brings us back down into the 80s as we're getting ready to kick off March, but overnight lows in the 60s. Not going to shape up too bad for the back half of this forecast, but yes, Michelle, tomorrow morning still looking a little chilly at 47.
So if you guys see me in a huge parka, maybe a scarf or something, I'll have like the long boots.
Let's be honest. You're in that big old fluffy coat 90% of the time, too. She's always cold. It could be 80 degrees out. She's freezing. Well, hey, folks, thank you so much for tuning in. We'll be back with you more news from your neighborhood in just a bit. But until then, happy Monday.